So hello, good morning guys. So today we are going to understand the map filter and reduces functions in the Python. Right now we are learning the advanced Python concepts as the series is going on right now. So let's start with the intro. So map filter and reduce are the high order functions in Python and many other programming languages that operates on iterables like list, tuples, etc. Besides that, they provide a concise and functional way to perform command operations on sequences of data without using explicit loops. While they were more central to Python's functional programming style in earlier versions, list comprehensions and generator expressions often provide a more readable alternative in modern Python. So let's start with the map. What is a map function in the Python? So the map function applies a given function to each item of an iterable and returns an iterable that yields the result. So its syntax, as you can see on the screen, is following. So the function is to apply to each item. We have to enter the function. The iterable whose items has to be will be processed in it, and the dash 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 shows that the map can take the multiple iterables as well, not a single. So the function must take the same number of arguments. Let us understand the map function with an example. So I am making a list of numbers. Hmm, let's take whatever it is. So now we have to square each number using map. So how can we achieve this task? And let me take it square only. So square is equals to map. I have to use just map, and we are just making the lambda functions here, as you just read it into your earlier Python courses. And then there is the first function that we have took, and then we have to took the iterables, which are numbers here. And just this is the thing. Now I have to print list and then square, and the task is completed. So now you can see that the iterables happen right now here of the squares. Now let's take it with the multiple iterables. Let me took it as a numbers one and numbers two are different one. 93, 5, 2, 3 and 6. Okay. So these are the two variables that I have made. Now I have to let's sum it all. I am making a function name. I am making a variable named as sum, where the two lambdas x and y I have. So what it will perform, that it will do x plus y to me with the iterables are numbers 1 comma numbers 2. So that's are the iterables right now. So now when I print the list with the summed one, then what I'm going to get? I will get the 93 plus 1, 5 plus 2. That's how it will work. It's going to work. Let's see. 93 plus 1, 5 plus 2. Okay. So that's how it works. So it is kind of equivalent with the list comprehension as well. So yeah, that can be done. Let's move to the filter option. Filter. Let's move to the filter. So the filter function constructs an iterable from elements of an iterable for which a function returns true. In other words, it filters the iterable based on the conditions. So its syntax is like that: filter, then function, then we have to give the one iterable to it. So a function that returns the true or false for each item. If none is passed, it returns true, checking if the element is true to the value. And iterable needs to be filtered as well. Let's try it with an example. Again taking the numbers here. So let's filter out the even numbers in it. Okay, so I am making v1 and then using the filter function and then using the lambda x. If x divided by 2 leaves the remainder 0 and it's iterable on the numbers only. So now if I print this in the list of even, then what I'm going to get? I'm going to get the list of even numbers in it. So that's how, if I pass the none values, then it is going to give all the values except none. So that's how it works. Now if you want the none in detail, I can make a full-fledged video in it. Just drop it into the comment section. Now let's talk about the reduce. So the reduce function applies a function of two arguments cumulatively to the items of an iterable from left to right so as to reduce the iterable to a single value. Reduce is not a built-in function, it must be imported from the functools modules. So note that it's important. So its syntax is like that. We have to firstly use the functions, then iterables, then the initializer for the iterable, that where should we initialize the iterable to. So the function takes two arguments, iterable has to be reduced and the initializer is optional if provided, otherwise it's served as a default when the iterable is empty. So let's try it with an example as well. Let me create an example 3.py. Now from functools import reduce. So this is we have to use to, so we have to import reduce to use reduce. Now creates a same previous list as we are creating right from the beginning. Now we have to calculate the sum of all numbers using reduce. So how can we achieve this task? Let's see. I am just making a variable names as sums and using the reduce function here, and lambda x comma y, where x comma y has to be x plus y and the iterable needs to be numbers. That's how it works. And now when I print the sums, now what I'm going to get in the output is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, that is 15. We already got it. Similarly we can do with the products as well. Now let's see how can we reduce it with the initializers. So if I have the empty list, then how I'm going to do it? Let's see. Empty list sum, I'm creating one variable named as empty list sum and then just reducing using the reduce function. X comma y, which is x plus y, and if the initializer is or blank or 0. Okay, so that's it's the thing that we're using right now. And now I am going to print it. Now hold the video and think that what we are going to get at the output and just do the try run process in your brain, that what is the loop or format that is going in this video. So if I run this, then what I'm going to get in the output is 0. As the value 0, it is empty, so that's why we got the 0. Without the initializer, it raises the type error if you use something else, but reduce is helped here and it not raises any error right now. So there can be equivalent for a loop for a some kind of thing, so we can use reduce it are just the high order functions. That's why they are known as the high order functions. So now the one most common confusion is among the students right now, that when to use the map, filter, reduce versus list comprehensions, generator expressions. So Basically, for the readability purpose, the list comprehensions and the generator expressions are often more readable and easier to understand, especially for the simple operations. Whereas in the case of performances, list comprehension and generator expressions can be slightly faster than map and filter. But reduce can be useful for solving the more complex equations, whereas reduce can be useful for more complex equations where the logic is not easily expressed on list comprehension. So map and filter may also be preferable when you already have a named function that you want to apply, but that's the case. Now let's talk about the functional programming style. If you're working in a more functional programming style, so the map, filter, and reduce can fit naturally in your code. So it just basically built in the muscle power. So it's just basically built in the muscle thing that I want to say. So that's for the map, reduce, and filter functions. And just do the practice of it, and you are going to excel in it. Thank you and have a nice day. If you have any doubt, just drop it into the comment section. Bye bye.